Hello, my name is Dr. Shambles, and yes, today we are here with another theory craft of Enel. Yes, I am uploading the third video of the week because I'm not gonna lie, I'm completely addicted to playing this deck, and it's just like, I kind of feel like I'm still discovering the deck, and so I find out something every day. Or maybe not, I don't find out, but I always want to reinforce my opinions, and I want to document everything. So yeah, I'm a guy who is playing with a proxy. Here's a proxy, so you guys can see that I'm playing with it. There you go. I'm playing with a proxy every day, and yesterday I told you guys that I tested against an ace. Yes, the video of yesterday. That video is coming out tomorrow, by the way, so you guys know when I'm recording this. But yesterday, I actually went to locals and experimented with this deck a bit better with some guys against Boa, Vivi, Rosinante, and I wanted to play a bit more, but let's just say I was pretty annoying, and I was pretty annoying about the matchups that I wanted to play, and some guys just didn't want to play against Enel. They were just feeling the locals. Obviously, it's normal, so I didn't want to bother them anymore. But I still really want to play this deck against Egghead Luffy. But against Boa, this deck went very well, and against Vivi, this deck went very well. Against Rosinante, this deck did very well. What I want to bring here is that this deck was playing against decks that do not have access to Borsellino, which I think will be a big change. So I don't want to say that this deck actually wins those matchups. Boa, I'm talking about Boa, by the way, exactly, when they don't have access to Borsellino. I don't know if Boa will play Borsellino. If she doesn't, then I guess I got a more realistic sight of how the deck does. But if she, by the way, I know there's a lot of light, okay? I'm not gonna change this. But if she does, then everything's gonna change. I think she does, because we just saw a tournament when Mirror Boa kind of were doing the loop. So I believe once we have Borsa, they are going to be, it's going to be played. But also there's a ban list coming, supposedly, so they could pair Bennett into Boa. I don't think they will, because Yellow is known to take every single general card and just implement it in their decks. But if they do it, fine, then I guess we go back to this deck. Actually I got a realistic sight of how the matchup is. But yeah, what I'm here to talk about to you today is Holly, pretty much. Don't worry, we're gonna be looking at what I believe the most optimal deck list is now, as I'm finding out. This was not the deck list that I did. I don't want to take credit for that. While I was building around and messing around with the ratios that I really wanted, like, when I was adjusting, pretty much someone beat me to it, and he was on the Discord channel of Purple Nell, which is Red Law. I'm gonna try to put here an image of him or one of his messages, what the hell, on Discord, just to shout him out, because he just beat me to it while I was like trying to see what I want to take out and to bring more Hollies. He pretty much sent a deck list on that channel, which I really liked and I have already tested, which is also why I'm I can tell you that the deck list I'm about to show you is very optimal. And yeah, so we're just gonna go through the value of Holly, and then we're gonna go at some combo lines that you can do. Usually how your turn 1, turn 2, and turn 3 wants to go, your mulligans in hand, and some stuff that is pretty easy to figure out, but I'm still gonna tell you anyways, just, you know, just to have every bit of information possible here on this video, hopefully. So let's get into the deck list, shall we? Okay, so here we are with the deck list that Red Law sent. Pretty much we're playing 3 Hollies. I was playing 2 at the time. I'm looking at the webcam and I'm not actually using the webcam right now. But yeah, I was using like this. I was using 2. I think you guys saw it on the video yesterday where I was just going like this. Yeah, this was the deck list I was playing. It works pretty well. You don't play Hollies at 4, by the way. But I do like to see the Holly like turn 2. Turn 2 Holly, he's insane. And Gadatsu and Shura are in fact the vassals that you want to see the least. And Satori and Om have priority. So pretty much he just went like this and like this and like this, yeah. it's fine. Like, Vary is a good card to draw. It's pretty much a free draw. So yeah, I understand why we want to keep it at 4. I was playing at 3, did not hurt that much, to be honest. Actually, didn't hurt at all. But yeah, I would really love to just play Shura at 4, just in case I need the rush. I don't think you need. And I was thinking about decreasing Divine Soldier to 2, because you don't really need it that much, since you already have a big blocker here that you can make it a blocker every turn if you need to. But that's the expense of 1 card, so I'm gonna keep the Red Law deck list, because I think it works the best right now. So this deck is pretty good. But why do you want to see Holly's second turn? That's what we're gonna get to later. Holly, I feel like you can play 2. 2 is fine, but 3 has incredible value because of the second turn. Second turn, you're going to be with 2 active dons. If you use your leader ability, that's +1 active don, and then you attach 3 don to one of your vassals, which means they can make a 5k swing. And then you can just play Holly. And that means you can make 2 5k swings, which is fine, and then the Holly set up to make swings later with double attack. That's insane. By the way, Kardikaizo already updated the images. I think it's all of them, right? I think last video we already saw that, but it's just like my proxies had the old images, so they look pretty ugly, but thank you, Kardikaizo, they look beautiful. So yeah. You really want to put it at 3, because you do want to see it on second turn. It's the best turn to play Holly. But you can actually drop him. I forgot if Holly is a guy or a girl or whatever it is. You can drop the dog. You can drop the dog later on turns. There are some turns. This is very rare, and I don't want people to take what I'm about to say very seriously. There are some turns where I already have like 2 of the Enels, and somehow, some way, I already dried up the hand of my opponent. For some reason they decided to, get to that game state, and so not dropping an Enel but dropping a Holly plus a Divine Soldier plus a Vassal, whatever, can be a good play. But this happened like 2 or 3 times throughout the entirety of the games that I did. Like, I did a good amount of games by now. It's insane how addicted I am to playing this deck. I went to locals. I was more excited to try this deck than to play the locals, to be honest. I just wanted locals to end to play this deck a bit more. But yeah. But I wouldn't go to 4. I wouldn't go to 4 because I think after you reach 4 copies of Holly, you start hurting the consistency of what you see on your Enels. So I want to make sure your Enels are top priority. You are playing for the Enels. Remember, Enels are the boss. You are playing for the Enels, and if you play 1 Enel per turn, you usually are always good. But yeah, I do like to put Holly at 3 to try and see hit as much as possible on the second turn. Now, let's try and talk about what value Holly has when it's on the field after you play it. Assuming we played second turn, again, I've played it later on later turns. Sometimes you don't find Enels for some reason. There he's the Holly. Another body that can replace the Enel has good value, to be honest. After Holly hits the field, it pretty much diverts the attention all to Holly, because at some point, the way I play with Holly is you can use leader effect to attach 4 don to Holly, and that makes it make an 8k swing, but it also gives you an extra active don even after you've played the NLs, right? And I do love to make a 9k swing to Holly. That is pretty much 3 cards from hand, or 2 lives, or a block. You don't really care what they use. But like Holly is here to drain resources. Either the resources are the lives, either the resources are blockers, either those resources are from hand. You don't really care. Sometimes, obviously, because double attack has incredible value, I do swing with the NLs first to see if they take or if they block. And if they take, then they're gonna get a 9k swing, and that will prompt the block or the cards in hand anyways. So whatever cards they add to hand with the NLs, because they don't want to counter a 10k swing, they usually end up using those cards that they got to hand to counter a 9k swing, or again, just a block. It's good either way, because when we pass the turn, Holly becomes a 6k body, which, by the way, it's easier to defend than your leader at 5k. So this pretty much becomes a weaker Fortress Kit. Let me just show you guys. This guy is gonna be rotated out, but when you place a Dawn, pretty much you divert, your opponent can only attack Kid. And this, what I saw is this happens a lot with Holly, because people understand that the pressure of double attack can, with the Enels, again, we need to take into account Enels have pressure and are giving a bump up on Holly value. Pretty much they always are swinging onto Holly. And again, let's imagine we do rest it, we do find a way to, we do swing with it, and then they just swing like an 8k onto 6k. And we don't really want to counter, we don't really want to give 2 cards in hand. By the way, we cannot give with this events 2Ks because it's only on NLs. The only one that works is Mamaragan. Sometimes I do use it to protect Holly, sometimes I do spend the leader swing, 6k swing into us with leader usually, and I'm just like Mamaragan, or sometimes I give him a vassal and that's the Holly value. Then they usually need to play a body to keep their momentum going, and that's just great because Holly is gonna make another swing next turn, and that body that they drop, we can freeze it, KO it with Eltor, freeze it with Lightning Dragon, and like decreasing its power with Kitten. So like the body they drop, we can already punish. What we want to punish as much is the lives and the cards in hand. The decks that, I feel like the decks that play only one body per turn, Enel is extremely good at punishing that drop and taking away the value of that drop. Now, once we swing with Holly, it's rested, and they swing like an 8k or whatever into our Holly. Let's imagine it's a 6k leader like Ace, they attach to Dawn. That's fine by me. If I need to let go of Holly, Holly just made the swing of usually 9k. That's what I do, which is either gonna take a block or 2 cards from, or 3 cards from hand, or in case of Ace, 2 cards from hand, right? 2Ks, or 2 lives, and then it's become a pseudo blocker where they had to attach to Dawn. That's great value of Holly. The idea is, the more Holly stays, the more NLs are gonna be on my board. And once Holly goes away, your NLs are just there. People need to take care of Holly so bad, the Holly diverts the attention to it so bad that your NLs get ignored. And once they finally, like every time I was playing against people and they were so stressed out with Holly, especially with turn 2 Holly, that they were just like accepting that the Enel is just gonna stay because the Enel is not able to be bounced or removed in any shape or form besides battle, and it's a 10k body that you drop very soon on the game. That they're like, they understand that I cannot deal with it, so they try to deal with this. And the more they try to deal with it, sometimes I just want to be a prick and just keep denying that the Holly goes away. But once she does, and if she needs to go sooner rather than later, that's something I'm gonna get. Once she does, your NLs are just there, and then your opponent, all of a sudden, you just see all of the life on their eyes just leave their body, like their soul leaves their body. Because just spend time trying to deal with the Holly, and then all of a sudden my NL is just gonna finish game. That's why Holly, I believe, is so good to the deck. Like the amount of attention that this brings, it's such a good card to bring the attention into that after a while you have so many NLs, and the NLs just get more value because Holly stay there, like really. But obviously, and now let's go to the situation if they remove it sooner rather than later. Let's imagine we all usually like to go first, so Holly gets played second turn and we can still swing with a vassal. But let's imagine on the other side, let's imagine it's Ace again, which it means we didn't really swing that turn, because if we do the Holly combo going turn 2, we can only swing 5k, so that means a 6k power, so no attack goes through it, that's fine. Next turn, Holly can make an 8k, 9k swing, whatever. Let's imagine Holly cannot. They play Atmos on their 4th on turn and just bounce Holly back. It's completely fine. You do not need to play for Holly. Remember, you're not playing for Holly, you're playing for the NLs. If they spend Atmos to bounce the Holly back, it's fine by me. Worst case scenario, and this is me going into the worst case scenario of Holly. Worst case scenario, Holly is just fuel that you take away from your hand to use the Enel's effect. Enels always need to take one card, trash one card from your hand, and so Holly can be that card, because if you're not finding the window after turn 2 to play Holly, worst case, 1k counter or just fuel to give out on Enel so you can keep all of your events or your vassals to draw more, or do the combos to remove bodies, freeze bodies, whatever it is. It's completely fine if you don't play Holly. If you do play, if it does stick in the board, that's like insane value. This is an extender. This is not something. This is not the boss of the deck. The boss of the deck is Enels. You guys, obviously, you guys know this. The Enels are the boss of the deck. So whatever happens to Holly, I'm fine with it. I don't care really. It's just if it sticks, then the opponent is gonna care if it sticks. So the pressure is insane, and that's why I think 3 Hollies is just a perfect amount for you to have the best chances to see it on turn 2. Sorry, you guys are hearing a motorcycle right now. Yep. 3 copies is the best ratio, I think, to have the best possible chances of finding in turn 2 without hurting the consistency of the draws and of the events. So that's my reasoning behind it, behind not playing 4. I feel like at some point 4 is gonna start going against the ENLs, and you always want to see the ENLs. Okay, now let's go into some combo lines. These are some simple combo lines, some simple combos that you can do. It's not nothing very fancy, but yesterday I saw a lot of people wanted to try the deck, and so I gave him my proxy deck, and even after seeing me play the deck, they still struggle doing some combos where me with some more experience already like do it pretty automatically. So yeah, I just so you guys don't take this the wrong way, I'm not bragging that I'm a good pilot. I'm possibly the worst NL pilot that you're ever gonna see on Earth, but because I do have some more experience, and I saw some people yesterday struggle piloting the deck, like they don't know that they need to send one Dawn every turn with the events, so they always forgot. They don't know that what the vassals did, even if they already played like 2 games with the deck. So yeah, I just want to bring some more basic information into this video, okay? Let's go into it. Now, I'm still using Kardekaizuku's website, so thank you so much, Kardekaizuku. Let's go with this. I don't know how this works, by the way. It's the first time I'm using this part of the website. So yeah, you have your leader, alright, that's the one. This is the event. Okay, that's good. So, what do you want to do? Let's ignore our lives. We don't care about... let's go with 1 Dawn. What you usually want to do is play one vassal. The best vassals I saw are to play turn 1 are the... It's not actually the Ohm, because Ohm can be... If Ohm swings too early... Can I tap it? Oh yeah, I can. If Ohm swings too early, that's minus 1k of its effect. And people gonna take care of that. So you kind of always want to have Ohm there. So when you want to combo it with your, let's say, Lightning Dragon, to give, if you need to give minus 1k, if you want to combo it with Mamaragan, Eltor, whatever it is, then that's when you attack. But, so I don't think it's, obviously, if you don't see more, then play home. And you know, if you don't, you might not never see the window to play another vassal. That doesn't happen, to be honest. But if it does, then maybe play it early. But the best bodies I saw that you can play on turn 1, definitely Satori. Definitely Satori. Every time you swing, you can look into the top 2 cards of your deck, and then you can see if you really like the cards, you keep him on the top and organize it. If not, you can always put him up at the bottom. So even if he goes next turn, it's fine. He already got at least one. We already had used our Vision Haki to see the top deck, so we know what we're going to draw into, or we already got rid of things we actually don't want to see. So Satori is one of the better turn 1 bodies. Shura is like okay, you know, you don't really care, so it's also good because you're not gonna use the rush, but it's also good because we swing, and if they swing into, we actually don't lose value attacking into. And then Gadatsu is a fine body as well. I believe, and this is my opinion, the best bodies to drop are Gadatsu or Satori. I know I'm playing 3 Gadatsu, so that goes kind of against what I said earlier, which is Gadatsu is one of the worst vassals. But after turn 1, like, even like this, like, even turn 1, it's okay, but he's one of the best, because people usually ignore it, because he's gonna KO one of their searchers, and they usually want to use the searchers to take away of your vassals. So when they see Gadatsu, they just start ignoring. It's pretty much like Hawkins from Red Law, where they know if they take it away, it's just another body that's gonna come back. And if they do, like, you get good value out of Gadatsu. So it's pretty nice, because you do get to somewhat keep a vassal if you want to keep swinging with that vassal. But, you know, like, I think it's just best for people to just swing into it and just let it KO the searcher, whatever. But the best one are definitely Satori and Gadatsu. Now, let's imagine we play Satori turn 1, and now we are without Dawn. It doesn't matter. Turn 2, sorry, we're gonna be with 2 Dawn, right? And what we want to do, and this is the most optimal curve, we want to use leader effect, that's another active Dawn, and then what is this? And then we get another, in this case 3 Dawn rested, and then we just attach 3 Dawn to have it at 5k power, okay? Once that goes away, we pretty much just swing here, and after that we tap the 3 Dawn to play Holly, and that's it. Next turn this is gonna be at 2, but we're gonna have 6 Dawn. They swing onto this, usually that's what happens, that's fine by me. So this goes away, this stays though. And then they play a body, doesn't really matter what body they play, even if it's a blocker, we don't care, this is gonna take it away on the first swing, it's okay, it's fine by me. So they pass turn, that's us again. And then what you wanna do is play an Enel. The best Enel I found to play first is the Searcher, because he's pretty much looking at the top 5 cards of your deck. You are adding any card, by the way, don't show that card to your opponent. And then you discard a card, which is the card that you find, which you think it's the weakest link. And now you have a 10k body that search for a card that can enable your combos next turn. Usually that would be combos with Lightning Dragon and like Keaton. And so I find it to be the best one, and right after it you play the other one, this one. But let's stay on the third turn. All right, so we just played this Enel. Oh, we can tap the Dawn, sorry, this is gonna take a while. So we just tapped, we go -1 because of its effect, we go -1 in hand, that's completely fine. Do we have a hand? Oh, I think we could. Oh my god, Kardiko Izuku, you're so good. Okay, I was going through here, but I guess this is the hand. My bad. We'll stay like this right now. So, now we just did our search. Let's imagine we managed to find... Let's actually put this in hand. Oh my god, this is so good, actually. This... Kardiko Izuku, I love you. Let's imagine we have the most optimal hands right away. So, we start with 5. So... Satori, Holly, and let's imagine Enel. So we still gonna have 5 cards in hand if I'm not mistaken. So let's just go with the most optimal hand right now. It can be you. So we have 5 still, right? Let's go with the most optimal hand. Why not? So we just go with... We just search, we just discard, it doesn't matter. Now we use leader ability, so we go +1. That, and then we attach this 4 Dawn to Holly. This is gonna make Holly make an AK swing, but what I usually do is I attach another Dawn to... I'm sorry, they're making some buildings on top of me. They're constructions on top of me to make it a 9k swing. That 9k swing, if they play the blocker their second turn, that blocker is gone. It's a goner. And then we just tap with our 5k, which usually either go through or they give us a 1k, which is fine. 1 life or 1 card in hand is great value. Next turn, this is going to be at 6k. As you guys can see, we do not play Shura. Now, usually the leader, if the leader goes 7k, then that's Holly gone. Holly got the blocker, Holly got the swing. That's fine. It's incredible. Whatever they play next, it doesn't matter because we can just rest it. If it's a 7k body, we can just give it -1 and then rest it and then freeze it. All these cards replace themselves, so that means we're not going down 3 cards in hand, we're actually just staying at 5. Now, let's imagine we draw into this. Again, I'm just going the most optimal way. Oh. Ooh. Okay, let's just go, we go the most optimal way, which is... Now, Holly's gone. Let's imagine Holly's gone, which is fine. Oh, he taps itself. Okay, my bad. Leader effects, if you want to, with this. Usually I do it, but if you're finding lives, then this goes away. Oh, it doesn't... Oh, wait. How do I trash this? I don't know. We need to trash one card. How do I trash it? Please, let me trash it. It doesn't let me trash. Okay, let me know. So we trash one card, we lose the Shura, that's fine. We go -1 Dawn, and then we can do plus a Dawn, and then attach 4 here. And swing 5, swing 14, that's fine. And then usually, if I can, I will combo this, like we use this event. Go -1. Let's actually, no. Wait. Sorry, I'm doing the combo wrong. What the hell am I doing? We have this stepped, we have this stepped, we have 6, no we don't. We have 5 because we just use this, and we have 4 cards in hand. You want to use the max amount of events with before you use your leader ability. What you can do is you can go down... What? No. You can use events till you go down to 1. If you go down to 0, that's bad because you're gonna stay at 5 Dawn when you ramp with your leader, and that's bad. So you go, max is 1 Dawn. When you have 1 Dawn, you use your leader ability to have all the Dawn back. To have all the Dawn back. And that Dawn is tapped. Oh my god, come on, man. I'm so sorry. And that Dawn is tapped, so then you can use it to attach to Enel and swing with it, but that turn you're like, if they have a 7, let's imagine they just played the 7k body for some reason. You went like this and you drew into this. What? Oh, I'm sorry. Take away. Yeah, thank you. So you need to, they play the 7k body, you give it up, we draw like this, whatever. Then you played the Mamaragan to... No, you didn't. No, you didn't. You cannot do this with a 7k body. Let's imagine a 6k body, which is more usual. So you just play this before you use the leader effect and did the swings, by the way. And you drew into... Who cares what you drew into? Let's imagine we did manage to find a follow-up, which is Enel, which is fine. And then you played another... you played the dragon. I forget to send it this way. Why are you in the Dawn? Right. This way? Okay. Oh, you put it here and then. Okay, that's fine. And then you play the event to... So we decreased the 6k to 5k. We've managed to find another kitten. There you go. We went from 6k to 5k on the other side. That 6k went 5k, and then we rested. That rested then became frozen. So next turn it's actually not going to be able to swing, which means we only have the leader swing, and we have a blocker which we can block. Also, we did manage to have 1 Dawn, so we can play another character, which is in this case would be very good if it was Ohm, which then trashes 1 and draws us 1+1 card. Let's imagine is just Divine Soldier, whatever. And so next turn we have a blocker, which is pretty much a free block for that turn. We can take lives if you want to. If I'm very healthy and if I see they are not gonna swing onto my NL, I don't usually use this effect to keep it to make it a blocker and just let my lives go. Because if they swing a bigger number into this, it's the same as swinging into this, so it doesn't matter if we make it a blocker or not. And it's actually better to preserve this one later, because you can always make it a blocker, but not this. It's just a non-play. So yeah, and then you have Ohm to swing and give -1k, so this is like very optimal actually. So yeah, pretty much if I see that I need to block, or if they can make an extra sneaky swing that I would like to block. You know, you do like to take lives because you add more cards into hand, but if you do see like going too fast, you don't like it, so you kind of just block. and then next turn, like, you can keep doing your combos. Let's imagine at some point we go for the turn. Let's now imagine the later turns, alright? Let's, we need to take this. We draw into this or we find it with our combos, it doesn't matter. They have a, let's imagine they have, my bad, man. Let's imagine they have this. Can I put this somewhere? I don't think I can. Yeah, I can't. So let's imagine they have a new gate here, which is a 12k, and you have this in hand. Let's untap. Let's untap. Okay, so 7. What? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, 6. There you go. So let's imagine he has a new gate on the other side, and you have this. You've been able to make the most optimal setup. You're probably gonna have some more things over here, maybe a third Enel most of the time once they drop the first new gate. Actually, they dropped the first new gate, and I kind of ignore it because I already have 3 Enels. Let's just put me another Enels just so I tell you about that situation. Let's just put this one, whatever. It doesn't really matter. And they have the other new gate blocker. Pretty much when they drop the first, I already have like 2 or 3. So like swing, that's gonna bait one, swing one, the block. Swing again, that's either gonna take life or take away all of the cards in hand. If I have the third, I usually do, then that's the life. If they counter the other one, or if they took this one, then they're gonna counter this one. They might take the first one to draw an extra card with ace, since we're talking about this new gate, and then this one they're just gonna counter it much better. So yeah. Then they play the second new gate, which is fine. Usually if they swing onto with the blocker new gate onto one of our Enels, I protect them with the cards I have in hand. We only need this, by the way, these two, so that means we can use this. They make a 12k swing with the new gate. We use this 3k counter. Let's just imagine, and then they go usually for life because they can no longer swing onto our Enels, and that's it. So now, let's imagine we are on next turn. We don't care what we draw. This is back, and now let's imagine he still has 2 blocker new gates. He did not swing with the first new gate. What we usually want to do is we just play this. This is gonna tap 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There you go. This is gonna make the other new gate be at 4k power. You can just swing, by the way. I usually don't attach to make a 6k swing. Yeah, I know, I don't do that. I just swing, by the way, because then if I swing with 6k, they can just block with that new gate that just went down on power and get value out of it with a block. And they draw with ace, by the way, because of leader effect. So I just go 2k, decrease to 3k. Now he's at 3k, and what you do is you just play this. This bumps your Enel to 6k and go -1 done. And then you just KO the new gate because he's at 3k. And ace still draws a card, but you don't really care. So now we are at 5 Dawn. Leader effect, we get 1 extra untapped Dawn, active Dawn. Attach 4 to one of our Enels. Swing 6k. Gives us usually 1 card in hand. Swing 10k, swing 10k, swing 14k. And like that's usually like the game setup for you to end next turn, by the way. Usually for my testing, the game does not drag against ace more than this after. So yeah, so you can see the power of Ohm, because then they're gonna swing against Ohm, which makes so that we can still have 3 swings, and then we can play more. We can play a block or whatever. So like you guys can see the combos here a bit. Actually 6. Let's untap all of this just for the aesthetic, because I'm not gonna show you more board states. I'm just gonna tell you guys cards that you really love having This is the perfect board usually, or actually the perfect board would be with my dog, which would be this. Where is what the hell? Where did you go, man? Please don't leave. This would be the perfect board. 3 Enels is more than enough. Then you have a Holly and Ohm, always making double attack with Ohm, giving minus 1k for your combos. This is pretty much the perfect board. Like, it's not 5 Enels, actually. You do want to have, like, at least 1 Ohm. Holly is incredible, I told you guys, but at least 1 Ohm there to give minus 1k, which usually helps you with the combos that you want to see. I'm just gonna, to finish up the video, I'm just gonna tell you guys oh, no, I already told you that. Let me get the events, sorry. I'm alright again. These are the 5 events, right? That's the one, and then just Divine Departure. Okay. So the combos obviously are mostly with Lightning Dragon and Eldor. These are the ones you're using all of the rest for. So if you manage to have a 6k body on the other side, or sometimes they have a 7k body but already have an Ohm, so that would be an Ohm swing, a Kitten, they're at 5, then you can Mama Ragan and then just freeze it with Lightning Dragon, and after that they don't have a swing next turn, and then when they pass, that body is still rested. It still did not refresh, so usually it's like 10k to the body, and the body just got no value. Maybe a pseudo blocker, but we don't care because we have more NLs on the field, by the way. So we kind of just stopping their aggression while still keeping up really good aggression with 10k swings. So yeah, that's one way of doing it. If for some reason, like, this is like into a 7k body and you kind of need like 2 cards to decrease the power, and then you need so this is like almost a 4 to 5 card combo. So what you can do usually is let them have the value of the first swing, and then you can just decrease it with Ohm or with Kitten, and then just Lightning Dragon, and it's frozen, which is fine. It's great. This also happens with 6k bodies or 5k bodies. If somehow you don't manage to find Mama Ragan to rest it, you can always just wait for them to swing with it and just give it Lightning Dragon. Eldor usually is if they have 5k bodies and you have Kitten or Ohm, or 2 Kittens or 2 Ohms, you use both, and then Eldor on that 5k body you can just KO it and bump your NL to 6k and just make a swing. So you're making an aggressive swing nonetheless, and you're still removing a body, and then hopefully you still have NLs to swing with. Vari usually is, oh, I really wish I had a Kitten right now to decrease the power and maybe freeze it. Well, then you just use Vari, to be honest. Vari is more there for the free draw rather than bumping up your NLs to 2 cost. Obviously, there will be situations where you do want to bump it to 8 cost for it to not get frozen. For it to not get frozen by green events mostly. So yeah, you might want to do, but most of the matchup is just an extra draw to find whatever you need. So if you need a 3 to 4 card combo, I'm gonna be spamming Vassals to draw it, I'm gonna be spamming Varis to draw it, and then I can just, like, it's 6 Dawn is a lot, by the way. We have 6 Dawn, the first 6 Dawn, or 5 Dawn if you play an NL, which is 5, the first 5 Dawn to dig for the pieces, and usually that still means we have 1 to 2 Dawn left over when we find the pieces, and then leader effect just go down 2 Dawn, which usually means that we are at 4. We do not spend Dawn on opponent's turn, even with this, by the way. This actually just gives us 1k and draws. The rest is just 2ks, by the way. They do not go down on Dawn. And so next turn you're at 6 again, and you can play another NL if you want to. So as long as you stay at 1 Dawn, can I do this? Yeah. If you stay at 1 Dawn when you're before you use your leader effect, it's fine. And then if you stay at 4 Dawn once you pass their turn, it's fine. Okay? And you can do pretty much anything with this. Ohm, again, this is why Ohm is the best body. As you guys can see, he enables a lot of combos. with the two events that we use the most. The only thing, obviously, that would be so OP is Eltor does not draw as a card, it does not replace itself. Lightning Dragon, on the other hand, does replace itself, so yeah. But we don't miss it, like, when we don't draw, we don't lose much, you know, because all of the other cards replace themselves, you know. So when we do the Divine Departure into Eltor combo, we lose 2 cards. That's fine. Usually those 2 cards come back to us with lives or whatever. So yeah, I'm never worried about that. By the way, I told you guys the harder way to remove a big body, which is usually 12k bodies. Obviously, when it comes to like the Rogers that are 13k, that's more annoying. I wouldn't count on removing that. I mean, it's Roger, it makes sense, he's a King of Pirates, but this is a very long video, by the way, but whatever. But usually they play, what's popular right now? It's 10k bodies. Where is she? 10k body. What else can be 10k body? Actually, let's go. 10k body, Red Law, 10k body, Bonnie, 10k body, Jinbei, 10k body, Mihawk, Moria. You guys can see, you're seeing a lot of popular Promo Roger. This one cannot actually be removed. So yeah, cannot be KO'd. So this one actually stays, but yeah, Promo Roger. Yeah, there's a, like, you can see Dofi as well. There's a lot of popular decks that are playing 10k bodies. And we can usually 9 new gates. That's also that's gonna be rotated once Enel comes. So usually what you just do is you just play this. That's gonna give minus 8k. That means there are 2k. So bada bing bada boom, Eltor range, that's gone. If they're rested, bada bing bada boom, that's Lightning Dragon. You know, so you always have a way. You can remove those bodies fairly easy, and remember, they spend all of their dawn that turn playing these bodies, like 9 cost, 10 cost, 9 cost, 9 cost, 9 cost, 10 cost, 8 cost, 9 cost, 9 cost. Like, that's a lot of dawn, and that means they cannot be as aggressive with their leader swing once they set this up, and then you can just remove it, and this doesn't really get that much value. Obviously, in terms of Boa, it is giving us 1 card in hand, by the way, so it's not that bad, but it is reviving one life. But then it does not get to swing a 10k, which would be a really good swing, because it means if we want to block, we needed to block and give +1 card in hand. And that is making us go down in resources in hand, which is usually what we don't like. So getting rid of these guys is usually the play. So then my opponent's like, oh, okay, fine, I did not get value. And then they're in a position where it's like, if they play a lot of blockers, like imagine with Boya, if she plays, let me go like this. On late game, if they play like 2 of these boas, you don't care if you're taking 1 life, to be honest. There were times I actually swung into the boa to take away the pressure of a swing and just took that life. Like, I pretty much, if you want to take board and then take life against boa, for what I saw, it's usually fine. You're adding fuel to hand, but you're stopping their aggression, so it's kind of like you only lose life on your terms, you know? You only lose life on your terms, and that is very annoying. So yeah, what usually the situation is, they play like 2 boas to try and defend the Enel swings. Against a boa one time I had Holly. One time, no, actually twice. I had Holly, and so they're like, I'm gonna play 2 boas and try to defend Holly and an Enel swing. It didn't matter, we still set up game. If they play boa Hancock again, it's fine. By then we're gonna set up game with all the swings we have. If they don't play anything, they try to like save dawn for their event. Which event is it? Cost 1. I wanna show you type events. Where is it? This one they were using it a lot to, if they have 2 lives, they just stop our NL swings. It's fine, because guess what? Usually I had Holly, so I swung with Holly first, and all of a sudden they were stopping 1 NL swing, but then they didn't have counter, so it just took 2 lives anyways. If I don't have Holy, it's fine. I swing one, they stop one, I swing with the other. Usually I already have 3 by then. And so that's 2 10k swings, and they really can't do much. So yeah, like, it's insane the amount of pressure and control over the board this deck has. Again, I don't want to bring your hopes too much into the sky, let's put it like that, because they didn't have access to Borsalino. They will have, we still don't know if the other leaders on OP15 will counter us. I believe the Sky Island Luffy and the Sabo, or Lucy, sorry, will actually counter Enel. Lucy is in terms of other people's speculation. Sky Island Luffy is my speculation. I thought this leader was going to lose more. Sorry if you guys are hearing the train. I thought this leader was going to lose more to yellow color because of the triggers from Boa and, for example, Egghead Luffy, and pretty much Sky Island Luffy, which are triggers that just play another body from life, which then would supposedly overwhelm us, and we couldn't, like, play Lightning Dragon into a lot of bodies. But again, we have 10k swing, so we can control the board if we want to. That way with our 10k swings, and then we just make small pressure with 5k swings, 6k swings, with Enel. Best case scenario, Holly 9k swings, and then just use the 10k swings to control the board with our Enels, and Holly just makes a 9k swing, and that's 2 lives, so it compensates for like 2 10k swings if it goes through, you know? So yeah, it's really good. I thought it was going to be worse against yellow, but again, I'm gonna keep hitting that note, which is they weren't at full power, and they will be at full power once Enel comes into the releases. But it could be that I already got a realistic sight again. They announced the ban list. They could pair ban. I don't think they will, but they could. If they do, then Hancock, I already know it's somewhat of an easy matchup. But yeah, this was the video. Hopefully I convinced you guys to play Holly. Remember, Holly, 9k, worst case scenario, 8k, best case scenario, 9k swing, worst case scenario, bad case scenario, 8k, not bad case scenario, great case scenario, 8k swing, good case scenario, it's like a 5k swing with double attack, and then we'll make like a 6k swing with Ohm double attack. This actually happened against the Vivi, where I used leader ability, I played one NL, which was the third then, played 4 dons into Ohm, and then just attach 1 into Holly, 5k with double attack, 6k with double attack, and then 2 10ks, and then 5k. And like, I won the game there. So yeah, good case scenario, it's a 5k swing. Worst case scenario, it's just gonna get bounced, and then we use it as fuel for the NL's effect. So yeah, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you've enjoyed. If you did, like and subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next one. Hopefully the next one is already gameplay on the sim with NL. Bye bye.